It was meant to be just another strained family gathering. I'd spent the morning selecting a modest bouquet of flowers, something bright yet unassuming, and a plain cake from the town's only bakery that still crafted my mother's beloved citrus glaze. I told myself, as I did every year, that perhaps this time she'd beam when she saw me. Perhaps this time she wouldn't look like my arrival soured her mood. When I stepped into the house, the air carried the scent of costly fragrance and roasted poultry, but the vibe was frigid. My sister sat at the dining table, impeccably dressed, my parents chuckling at her witty remark as if she were their sole child. My mother didn't even glance my way when I entered. "Hey, Mom," I said quietly, extending the flowers. "Happy birthday." She finally looked up, her gaze sweeping over the bouquet as if it offended her. She didn't thank me. Instead, she tilted her head, her lips twisting into that sharp, rehearsed smirk that had shadowed my childhood. "You know what would make my day?" she said, loud enough for the room to hear. "If you just vanished from my world, that would truly make this perfect." The words hit me like a blow, sharper than any barb she'd hurled before. My sister snickered into her glass, muttering, "She's got a point." My father just grinned like it was a family jest. The room blurred, my pulse thundering in my ears. For a fleeting moment, I considered pleading, asking why, asking what I'd done to deserve this, asking what kind of mother could wish her child gone on her own birthday. But I didn't. I placed the flowers gently on the table, my hands trembling, and said softly, "Understood. You'll get your wish." My mother flicked her wrist dismissively, already turning back to my sister. "Good. At least you're finally useful." I left the house without a backward glance, the sting of shame burning fiercer with every step. This time I didn't return. Days stretched into weeks, weeks into months. The phone stayed silent. Not a single call to check if I was okay, not a word of regret for what they'd said. It was as if I'd never been part of their lives. The only message came from my sister, a single photo of my former bedroom, now redecorated in bright colors, captioned, "Finally useful." I built a new life far away. No family portraits on my walls, no traces of the people who made me feel like an intruder in my own home. I stopped waiting for an apology, stopped hoping they'd ever see me as more than a burden they wished to erase. My life was quiet, sometimes solitary, but it was liberated, free from their cruel words, free from being the joke in my own family's tale. Then 3 years later, my phone vibrated with an unknown number. I ignored it. An email followed, its subject line reading, "Family gathering, your presence needed." It wasn't an apology, not a "we miss you" or "we're sorry." It was a plea laced with urgency. "We're creating a grand family photo collection for our upcoming anniversary event. Everyone needs to be there, and your absence would stand out. It'd be awkward to have an empty spot where you belong. Please don't cause a fuss. Just show up for the pictures. It matters to us." I read it 3 times, anger rising in my throat. 3 years of silence, 3 years of being the daughter they were glad to forget, and now they needed me, not for love, not for family, but to fill a gap in their perfect facade. I stared at the email, and for the first time since my mother's birthday, I didn't cry or question why they despised me. A sharp clarity settled within me.
Thank you for watching Story. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more real-life stories.